Hello and welcome to my channel Pick Up Gems. In today's video I am going to share this beautiful dress I am wearing. It's called Tiered Maxi Dress. It has 4 tiers, equal tiers I used, so you can choose according to your height. And this dress basically it took me about three and a half hours to finish. And today it was a tulip festival and I want to go there. I wanted to make something different and nice, so that's what I did. And this dress is for my tulip festival, and I'm going to share this on the pattern, how you can make it as well. It looks very easy, but it takes time and patience to make. So let's dive into our video. So this dress basically has 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, and these first 2 layers they have exactly the same measurement. So first layer is a part of the bodice we are using, and I'm using measurement 11 inches its height and 30 inches is width. So 30 inches wide and 11 inches its height, we can say. And for the sleeves I'm using 13 inches height, and wide I'm using 30 inches again. And then this first and second layer will be exactly the same as we use the front one. So 30 inches by, you can say 30 by 11. So 11 inches its height and 30 inches wide. So if you like centimeters, you can transfer inches into centimeter. Otherwise this video will be very long for me to keep transfer them into centimeters. So these both basically measurements are exactly the same, this first and second layer. The third layer will be twice as much, mean 30 times 2 is 60. So this is 60 inches times 11, and this one will be 3 times. So it will be double of 60, mean 120. So if it can be little less, up to 100 as well, that is still fine. But if you're using the less fabric, then a tire could be a little less, but it's still fine. If you can use 100 inches, that is absolutely fine. It's your dress and you are making it, so you can choose the length and width. So this is how these layers going to build up. So you can divide these layers according to your height, so you can see how much length you want and then divide into layers. You can make 10 inches layers or even longer. Now the front part, that is when you have completed this front part, then rest of the dress become very easy. So this one, as I mentioned, this is a 11 inches total height and 30 inches wide. I will be showing you how I did this cutting, but here I am using I'm marking 1 inches here for the casing, elastic casing. So 1 inches I will be folding it, and that I will make for casing for elastic. And elastic I'm using on the front, this part elastic 8.5 inches, and for the shoulder 8.5 inches for front and 8.5 inches for the back. And elastic I'm using, you can use 9 to 10 inches. I use 10 inches elastic for this for one side of the sleeve, like from one sleeve and one shoulder, and 10 inches for another shoulder. So you can use 9 to 10 inches according to your choice, and you will be adding elastic where I added dotted line. This is elastic casing, and here is the sleeve, end of the sleeves, they are elastic casing as well. 1 inches fold again, and then elastic casing as well. And this elastic you can choose according to the according to your sleeves where you feeling comfortable. So you can choose the elastic length. I use 11 inches all around my arm, so you can use you can take your own measurement and use this elastic, right? So let's dive into our video how I cut this dress on the fabric. You require 4 to 5 meters of fabric for this type of dress. Now this is the first layer I am making. It's a 30 inches by 11 inches as I mentioned in the pattern, and I cut it in 2 pieces, front and back. Now for the first part, sleeves cutting, I am taking 3 inches from the top and 5 inches I marked from the base is open end, from the open end. Now I match these points and make it slightly curve because these edges are coming toward your armpits. So these cut it slightly curve, and we will keep this curve a pattern for the sleeves as well. So you can see there are 4 pieces. So this is a front part, first layer, and I will be using this elastic. So whatever the elastic you are using, take a measurement, and I am marking 1 inches all around the front part and back part for making the casing for this dress. So 1 inches all around. Now I will be folding it and I will iron it, so it will be easy for me to make a casing and our elastic can pass through. So I iron it, so it will be easy for me to fold, and I will be taking under sewing machine and make a casing. So front and back part, first layer we are preparing. An elastic I am taking 8.5 inches for the front and back. So I have made a casing and I'm adding elastic. So make sure you add pin at one end so your elastic do not come out. So both sides make a fix with the pins and then fix them using your sewing machine. So this is one part done, and in the same way we will be doing back part as well. So these front and back part for one layer of the dress are ready. Now for the sleeves I'm taking 13 inches times 30 inches, 13 times 30 and I'm using the template we cut for remember for the first layer I'm just simply placing it and marking it, and we will be using the same template, 5 by 3 inches, and is a slight curve, so they both will be the same shape. They can fix with each other easily. Now these are the sleeves. So for the sleeves we will be giving slight shape for the sleeves. So you can make it 3 inches or 5 inches diagonal and then give a slight shape to your sleeves. And then we will be making a elastic casing. For basically elastic casing for the both sides we will be making, front and the back. And the sleeves, one side is attaching to the bodice and one is at the bottom. So 1 inch is on the top and 1 inch is folding for the elastic at the base. And the elastic I'm using 10 inches I'm using, but you can use 9 inches to 10 inches, 9 to 10 inches you can use, and then cut into 2 pieces, 9 inches or 10 inches. I'm using 10 inches for front for one arm and 10 inches for another one. So now these are front part, back part, and now we are fixing these first layer with the sleeves. You remember the diagonal parts we cut? So now we are matching them. All 4 parts, front, back and 2 sleeves. We are fixing them together. Making right side, placing right side on each other and then sew using your sewing machine. This is how now these 4 parts attached, and I will be adding elastic at the end of our sleeves as well. So now measure your sleeves just like I am doing. I use 11 inches elastic length, so you can use your arm measurement for the elastic. And now I'm making another layer. 11 inches you can cut, and that will be the same measurement as a layer number 1. Now I am cutting 1.5 inches wide strip of fabric. Measurement will be the same, 30 inches, because this strip we are going to make casing for elastic around the waist area where we are joining first and second layer. This strip we will be using there. Now rest of the fabric we will divide into 11 inches long layers. Rest of the fabric you divide according to your measurements. Because third layer it will be double, so I am taking 60 inches wide and same height, 11 inches. So divide rest of the fabric. That's what I am doing for the rest of the fabric. Now first part of our dress is ready, all elasticated sleeves. Now I'm going to attach the first layer with the second layer. That is exactly the same measurement as the first layer. So we now have attached 2 layers, and I'm going to use this strip from the back side and for making the elastic casing for our waist. So this is how I am making a casing. So now we need an elastic for our waist. For the waist, measure your own waist and cut the elastic accordingly. My waist is 32 inches, so half of the 32 inches 16. So I took 16 inches for the front and 16 inches for the back. So you measure your waist and cut elastic. So make sure don't take too tight elastic, otherwise it's not good for your body. So just keep it slightly loose, so it just snug around your body. I have added elastic in the waist area, so first and second layers have been attached. Now is the time for the third layer, and the third layer is twice the size as the first layer. So it's a 60 inches layer, and I'm going to stitch the sides as well. And this fabric is little fraying, so I'm using my overlocker. So now this is a time for our third layer to attach. For the third layer, before we attaching, we are going to add ruffles, and I have done few videos for ruffles. So simply use your needle and thread or wide stitch on your machine and pull this thread and make these ruffles. And now the third layer I'm going to attach with my dress. This is a third layer. And for the fourth layer, it will be the twice as much as a third layer. So the rest of the fabric you can cut and divide according to your length and make a third layer, ruffles and make a third layer. And our dress is almost done after third layer. Then you do hemming, and that's it. So now I'm cutting this last tier or last layer, we can call it. This is the same measurement, 11 inches wide. So this, after adding a ruffle, this is how my dress looking like. These are 3 layers and the top. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're gonna love it, and thank you so much for watching, sharing, liking and subscribing my channel. Any question, feel free to ask. I will see you all in my another video. Bye.